is going to be a quick in-depth tutorial on how I take my photographs from this to this with the help of Adobe Lightroom and Adobe Photoshop. And bear in mind, I have been doing this for 4 years now, and I've gained my own set of skills, and I know what I like. You might not like this style of photography, and a lot of the times I do use presets to have like a good starting base, but for this specific photo, I didn't really like any of the things I had in mind. So we're just gonna go jump straight into it. And also a disclaimer, I kind of edit chaotically, I go back and forth, but I will be explaining the whole thing as we go along. Let's jump straight into it. So one of the first things I always start with is skin retouching, and I actually have pretty good skin, but I definitely feel like skin retouching is a nice thing to do. It just helps the image look cleaner overall. For this set of photos, I really wanted them to just be very whimsical, so doing the skin retouching is really gonna help with that. I don't know why I was like adjusting the white balance. That looks really odd. It looks really green, but obviously you're just gonna do your basic adjustments. And masking is really, really important for my photography. It really helps separate the subject from the background. Basically where you make your subject brighter and the background darker to help make that separation in your images. I do it pretty much on all my images. I always add a bit of green to my shadows. I don't know what it is, I just really like it. I did basically everything in this image. If you do a preset, it's basically all selected for you, but for this image I did it all manually. Oh yeah, more to the tone curve. I thought this image was pretty, but I thought it was a little bit bland, so I was messing with it quite a lot to find out what looked the best. Because there was like a pink light in the background on my face, giving like a different effect. So don't know why I was adding grain to the image already, because I do that in Photoshop, but I was doing that for some reason. Calibration is a really interesting tool. It can also really change how the image looks. So we're just doing that, messing with all the colors, making sure I like how it looks. Back to the masking, because I didn't want my face to be very like green or blue. I just wanted it to look like my skin. We're running into the issue where I thought I looked really green, and since I'm doing all the extra stuff, I really wanted my eyes to pop, because I feel like that's like the important part of that photo, is the eyes looking bright. I feel like this is where the image really comes together and feels way nicer. Just some more adjustments to the highlights in the masking tab. Now we're gonna be moving on to Photoshop, which I am not the best at Photoshop, but for this particular photo, I think it actually made a lot of sense to use Photoshop. This is a technique I use from Moody Darkroom, so if you're curious how to add that glow effect into your photos, you should be listening up. So one of the first things you have to do when you want to get that glowy effect is you're gonna make a new layer, and you're gonna be adding onto filters. You're gonna go to high pass, and you basically just want to be able to see the photo, or you just want to be able to see the person's face in it, and then you obviously have an overlay and it just sharpens the image a little bit. After that, you're gonna be selecting the color range, and you are gonna be selecting the highlights. I personally like to have the fuzziness around 80%, and then the range depending on how many highlights is in the image. Use Ctrl J and copy that, and then you add a Gaussian blur, and you see how like it adds like a nice blurriness to it. And then you can pick between like screen / lighten, just depending on how you're feeling. And lastly, you just add a bit of noise, because who doesn't like a bit of noise? And that's really the final image. I was just like testing if I liked how it looked, and I really liked how it looked. I did that on a couple of the images as well, and there you go. You have your image complete. I really hope you find that tutorial helpful in any way. If you did find this video helpful, please like the video, and if you want to see more videos of this, go subscribe. I would love that. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!